So this is Tree Kånken. It's made out of our own fabric pine weave, which is a wood-based lyocell.
Exactly, and this is the result of us looking at developing new materials. But when we do that, we kind of have the choice between the synthetic materials that are fossil-based, often made from some type of oil resource, and the more renewable versions. And that takes us into the world of bio-based materials, or in this case, a man-made cellulosic fibers, where you use wood as a raw material and create the fabric. But Johanna, give us the short version of how a wood material can be made into a fabric like this.
Absolutely. So we're starting with the raw material. We're starting with the wood made into wood chips. The wood chips is then boiled down to a cellulose mass. And because we don't want to ship tons of water, we don't want to ship the liquid. So the cellulose mass is dried up, made into these papery sheets, and then being shipped. So then in Taiwan, you dissolve it. The dissolving mass is pushed through spinnerets and down to a solvent base, where it's extruded and dried up and made into a fiber, which we then could use spinning a yarn, weaving a fabric.
And getting a kånken. Exactly. So in the development of pine weave, obviously one of the things that we spent a lot of time on was ensuring that we know what the raw material is and also where it comes from. So it requires quite a lot of work for us in order to have full traceability in the entire supply chain. And why is that so important?
Yeah, looking at bio-based and plant-based materials, it's important to know the source, because it can come from rainforest, it can come from crops being better used as food in the food industry than us using it for a backpack. So we make sure that we know the source, and as you said, it's traceable to Sweden. The forest we use is certified and cultivated.
And that work has also kind of allowed us to have a dialogue with all the different actors in the supply chain. It looks a bit different, and that's because the design is actually inspired by how the kånken, the first kånken, looked, which was more like this than the original one that we see today.